Hello, today is Thursday, January 24th, 2019. Markets were pretty calm today in general. Got a few individual big movers today. Um, One stock that I bought some shares in a couple months ago here had kind of a rough day. Ticker symbol FCX, Freeport McMoRan. They are the United States' largest copper miner, and they also um, mine for gold and have some oil reserves as well. That stock, I'm not down very much. I bought it at around $11. It finished. I was up before today. It finished at 10.69 today. Over a 13% loss today. I woke up this morning and I looked at that stock right away because I knew they were reporting earnings this morning, and I saw that um, the quarter exactly a year ago, fourth quarter from last year, the profit was actually down 86%. So, and then I woke up and it was looked at the stock. I was up before the markets opened, but I was when the markets finally started opening. It was only down about 4%, and I thought, geez, that's actually a pretty insignificant move considering such a huge drop in profit. And it kind of crossed my mind. Maybe I should sell. I mean, maybe it's not good news, obviously, and the stock isn't down too much. And I decided not to because for me, this is a long-term play, and if you're trying to buy and sell on every move like this, all you really do usually is just rack up commission fees and, you end up missing out on some rallies. So, I decided to hold on to it, and it did end up falling a lot throughout the day. I could have saved myself about 9% if I had sold this morning, but, who knows? Tomorrow it might recover most of that loss back. So long term, I mean, this is a stock where it's 10.69 right now. If this stock gets under $10, which it did right after I bought it, I should have waited for it to get under 10. If you're looking long term, electric vehicles are going to cause a massive copper shortage in the future. And I mean, copper prices right now are cheap. I was just reading some articles here, routers, or whatever you want to call them. In 2017, here is an article: copper demand for electric vehicles to rise ninefold by 2027, ninefold. And this is the country's largest copper producer. Freeport is profitable. They're a profitable company. They, the CEO tied it wasn't a loss they reported today, but the decrease in profit to timing issues. A lot of the revenue, I guess, from this quarter will be pushed out into next quarter because of delivery issues. So we'll see what happens next quarter with that. But I mean, they have some very valuable assets, which if this, electric vehicles really take off and there's a huge demand for copper, price of these assets that Freeport has are just going to balloon in price. And they're also at the same time, they're going to be making so much money that it's just going to cause the stock to go. And if you look at the chart, it was up to over $60 before the whole 2008 fiasco, and then it dropped. Actually, the low was right about where it is now. The low, it snuck under $10 for just a blink of an eye in late 2008, and then recovered all the way back up to 60 again in 2 years. It went from 10 to 60 in 2 years, and now we're back at $10 again. And this was before all the electric car. Then there wasn't a lot of talk about electric vehicles. They were out there, but they're not going mainstream. Like everybody's predicting will happen here in the future. So I mean, if you look at this chart, $10. I mean, this was the same price back in 1998. This company, same price, $10 back in 1998. Over 20 years ago, you can get this stock for the same price that it was 20 years ago. And check this out: they're a profitable company, like I said. extremely valuable assets, and they even pay a dividend, a 1.6% dividend, not a huge dividend, but price to earnings is 5. Just to me, unless I'm not seeing something here, I'd like to have some feedback. I'm going to do some more research on this, but this is one that I'm just going to hold for the long term. I'm just not. I'm not going to sell unless I absolutely need the money for some reason. But my plan is just to hold on to this stock. This is one of those stocks, I think, where if you hold on to this thing for, when I say long term, I'm talking 10 to 20 years. This stock seems so cheap right now. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe there's something going on that I don't know about or I don't see. But this stock just seems so terribly cheap. It bottomed out in 2016. Copper prices were absolutely tanking. It bottomed out at $5. And then 2 years later, beginning of 2018, it was at 20. And then in 2018, the price got chopped in half, down to 10 again. So it's hovering right around that $10 mark. I think, man, if you can, I usually don't recommend people buying or selling. Just kind of like to just kind of give the news here of what happened every day. But man, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think you buy this stock, reinvest those dividends back into it. I think down the road, long term, you're going to be looking at this thing like, wow, this could be one of those stocks that just absolutely takes off. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Freeport, but man, it just seems like a great value right now. That was really the only stock that was down very much today. There was a big drop off between Freeport and the rest of the down stocks. Wasn't a whole lot of stocks down, even though the Dow was down 21 points today. Not a whole lot of stocks down very much. We had some earnings coming in today. Some mostly gainers today in the earnings stocks that I follow anyway. STM, ticker symbol, STMicroeletronics. I actually owned some of this stock when it was at $6, and I sold, made a quick profit. And this is kind of how I feel about selling stuff, how I feel about Freeport too. You sell some of these stocks, and you know what? Short term, yeah, you might think, oh, yeah, I saved myself some money there by selling, but you know what? You wait around, and in general, stocks tend to go up. And this is exactly what happened with STM. I bought it at 650, and I think I maybe sold at 9 or something like that. So I made a nice profit, but it ended up going up all the way up to just about 20, I think. And it came down with the whole tariff and China thing and all that. But it was up 11% today on earnings, back up to over $15. They make these microchips for, they have they're in Teslas. STMicroelectronics has chips in Tesla. They have chips in the iPhone. So they have a lot of revenue. They're a company out of Italy. It's definitely one, I don't know, up to 15 right now. You make the call there, do some research, whether you want to buy some of that. They do pay a dividend as well. When I had it, it was around 6 or 7% because the price was so low. Now that the prices went up, it's only 1.7% dividend, but still, usually technology companies don't pay a dividend at all. Overstock.com is up 10% today. No news really coming out of Overstock. Not sure what's going on there. Just the typical move for them, I guess, all over the place. Immunomedics, stock we have talked about a lot. They're up 8% today. No news coming out of there. Just they had fallen the other day quite a bit, so I think just a little recovery there from their big fall. Whenever any stock has a huge fall, there's usually some pretty big rallies, and then it can continue that downtrend. It's pretty tough to catch those rallies. Just about impossible, really. I've tried to do that before, and it's I've caught them before, but if you do it enough times, in the end you're gonna lose money trying to catch those rallies of the stocks that that are tanking. So wouldn't recommend trying to do that, but you know, that might be one if you have a long-term horizon. On Immunomedics, it has fallen, oh, not quite 50% from its highs, maybe about 50% from its absolute highs here in the middle of 2018. That one was hovering around $5 for a long time, from about 2009 to 2016. It was in between $5 and $10 that whole time, and then 2016 it took off, went all the way up to over 25. Now it's back down to 14. So, you know, if you have a long-term time horizon, there's a lot of talk in the biotech space about you know, the human body healing itself and using your immune system to fight off disease. So that's the, and with the name Immunomedics, that's what their goal is to use the human body to fight off diseases. So a lot of volatility there, but something you might want to look into. Let's see, we had some other stocks here that were up pretty big, mostly on earnings. See, Tencent Music, we've talked about before, the Chinese company, they're up 6.5%. Square was up 7%. NXP Semiconductors was up 7%. Southwest Airlines was up 6.5%. A stock I ran into just the other day was Smart Global Holdings. Actually, I was at the gym last night and I was watching Kramer, and that stock came across his somebody, a caller had called in and asked about that stock. And you know, when you look at a stock in the space that they're in, which is storage for, you know, like cloud computing and all this different stuff, you know, those stocks have taken off so much. I expected it to be a, you know, a $10 billion company. And I look into it and it's only a $500 million company, $500 million. So it was up 6.5% today. No earnings, I don't think. I didn't see any news. I don't know if it was just a bump from being on Kramer last night or what the deal was, but it's kind of an interesting company. It looks like they're profitable at the moment too. So SGH, Smart Global Holdings, is the company there. So it'll might be one to look at. Another one we talk about a lot that was moving today, up almost 7% today with no news again, was Puma Biotechnology, PBYI. The stock continues to go up. It bottomed out, got under $20 here just about 3 weeks ago, and it's up over 26 now. I've really been watching that one to see if it could hold above 25. There was a lot of resistance there at 25, and it's closed above 26 today. So that's one I think that is a buyout candidate, and I think that's why the stock continues to go up here, and we'll see what happens with that one. So I got to get going today. Son's got a basketball game, so I've got to cut it a little short. But week's flying by here. Tomorrow is Friday already, so probably some more earnings on the docket for tomorrow. So we'll have some stocks to talk about. If you get a chance, please hit the subscribe button so we can eventually get some people watching live here, so we can have some discussions. So all right, see you tomorrow.